Bashers! It is Wednesday, whatever Wednesdays. Hi, I'm your host, Dirk, and this is Dirk Weekdays on the iBashers Network. Doesn't that sound more fun than the iBashers channel? The iBashers Network. How are you all doing tonight? Let's see who's in the room to start off. It's whatever Wednesday, so you guys guide the conversation. We talked about Rolex yesterday, and we were like, oh, well, I'm so bored unless you're a multi-billionaire yachty guy or a deep sea mariner with nothing to do. But how much is that watch anyway? How much do you think that deep sea golden egg, that's what I call it, the golden egg, because that's what Rolex laid. I saw Sheen's video earlier today about YouTubers need to shut up, and because everybody made these predictions, but it's wishful thinking, I guess. And I read the comments, and I was like, he was right. He's right about all that, as always. But everybody likes to make predictions. Everybody likes to. It's just wishful thinking. It's hopeful stuff. And look at that, my green screen's acting stupid. Where's my little napkins? I just got to clean my lens. That usually takes care of that, and it did. It's funny, if you have any kind of abnormalities on your lens, it transfers to like the green screen's like, I don't know what to do. And when I got on here, there was a Dean says 45,700 pounds for the Rolex Deep Sea Gold Fucker. Oh man, that's killer. But let's start off like we do every single episode with Andrew Wolkowicz, the shining star, the head cheerleader of Dirk Weekdays and iBashers in general. He's working till 5:30. Everybody share, upvote, and subscribe. Listen, I don't normally ask for such things as subscribing and or upvoting and things like that. But if you could do it, it would be just grand. I'd appreciate it so very much. It helps the channel out immeasurably, and it gets it to more people. And we want great people in the room. It looks like my video is staggering a little bit. I hope not. I just restarted my computer and all that good stuff. And I don't know. I'm so sick of technical problems. Did my camera crap out? Okay, let me remove it. Hey, okay, that was really weird. Gremlins are telling me to get a new Mac, and I might have to sooner or later. It's been working great the last couple of days, so I don't know what's going on. Is it staggering? Let me know if you see staggering in the, or is it just my computer playing it back cuckoo? Because I actually have a screen up, and I have a screen over here, and it looks totally normal over there because it's just the camera, but it's the StreamYard feed. Could be that. I don't use Wi-Fi. I just am plugged in directly. And Angelo Minichello says, hey, all, P.S. Those headphones are by Yamaha, the YH500 SE. Is that what mine are? I don't know. I don't have the box anymore, but I have two sets of these, and I have some Audio Technicas, which I think are fantastic. And it's funny, I just decided that these are a little bit more comfy. But anyway, Andrew, let's give you a gong. Bang a gong, get it on. Thank you, dearest Andrew, for that. We've got Hitesh in the room. He says, agreed, not many people are upvoting. Please upvote. It only it's just a little thumb. You just go over there and you click it. And if you don't subscribe to the channel already, please do. It's a community of very nice folks. We like watches. We like music. We like animals. We like nice things. We like being kind to people. We like to share. And it's kind of like an hour of therapy as far it is for me. And it has been for me for the last couple of weeks, getting over grief, or not getting over grief, but tolerating grief and trying to figure out, what to do with your day, etc. Today I had a lot of fun. I'll tell you about that in a second. F451, David, great 8 waiting, great 8 upvotes. Hey, that's great. Vasilios P's here too. Good evening to all. Dean says hello. I read your other comment first, but hello, Dean. Nick Sisto. Good evening, everybody. You sent me an email that I just booted them up because I always get the pictures ready, and you said, Okay, he said, Dirk, did you know that Dan Spitz, former lead guitar player for Anthrax, is a master watchmaker now? He used to work for Chopard. I did know that. I don't know him, though. I met him once because he was in Anthrax after I was. Like, he was in the album, mini album, the classic lineup of that band. I was in the garage version of that band, like when they were nobodies and they were living in that building that I posted on Patreon and Instagram. I don't know if my Patreon, I didn't see it on there. I thought I did two separate videos, and I thought one on the Patreon. If you don't see it on there, I'll upload it later. I was in Jamaica, Queens, which is where I mostly grew up, in the nicer part. And I was down there doing some legal things, and I went past the Jamaica Music Building, and it's like I've been past there a couple of times, but it is, I mean, it's part of my history. It's part of Metallica's history and Anthrax's history, and a lot of other bands came in and out of there. A dear friend of mine, a guy named Marco Ciccoli, had a band there too, and he became like the liaison to all the greatest drummers in the world and whatever their drum manufacturers were. He worked in New York City, and he used to hook up everybody with their dream drums and endorsements and all that stuff. And a lot of people rehearsed there. Probably more famous people than I know about. Because I was 14 when I was playing with those guys. So it was in my youth, and I was kind of like, oh my God, look, there's a Marshall amplifier. And Anthrax always had amazing gear because Scott Rosenfeld, now Scott Ian, was very wealthy, and he had a lot of gear, and it was like walls of Marshalls. And I was like, these guys are going to be famous. I knew it. I knew it. I could just tell because that guy was so driven. But so, yeah, I did know that. Dan Spitz gave up being a rock star, and he is a master watchmaker. I've seen videos of him. It's really funny. He's like 5'2". He's like a tiny little guy too. Ray says, thumbed up, live chat on. Now sit back and enjoy. Yes. Crack one open if you got it. I know it's Wednesday, but it's whatever Wednesday. So if you want to have a drink or smoke or whatever you want to do, go ahead and knock yourself out. Friday night with the big guy is the night that I open up a bottle of wine. I have a Margaux for Friday to enjoy with my beautiful Riedel glasses from Mr. Love. Thank you so much. Dean, we talked about that. Scotty H, Lord H, ladies and gentlemen, Lord H is here. Hi, Dirk and the Bastards. I was talking to friend of mine this morning, and we were talking about coming up with like bastards swag. I think it's a cool idea because we're all a bunch of bastards. Angelo Minichello says, oh, there's the headphones. Yeah. Melly C, hey, twinsies. I got my million. Does Melly have her million? Are you wearing it tonight? Franco Fiore, buonanotte, signore. He says, upvote, please do. I mean, I know a lot of people, you watch a lot of channels, and they're like, just upvote and subscribe. And here's my 3-hour commercial for, whatever, douche cream or whatever they're doing. Yeah, goddamn gremlins. It seems to have dissipated. I don't know what that was about. Scotty H says, I want the $650,000 Lange Zona, but would settle for $125K blue one. Yeah. So did I tell you guys this story? Dana was in town, the incredible Dana O'Malley, and I met her at her hotel, and we're very comical duo together, and she said, let's go have a drink at the bar first. I said, okay, great. I'll meet you there. I'm going to go to the Jack's. That's Irish for toilet. So I went to have a meeting with the urinal, and I came back, and she was sitting next to a couple, and there was like an extra seat there. And I just went up to her and pretended like I didn't know her. And I said, excuse me, is this seat taken? And she said, no, it's for you. I said, oh, well, thanks. And I sat down, and she had already ordered a drink, and I think she got me a white wine or something. And because when I'm out, because I don't drink liquor, I drink wine and maybe a beer, but rarely. And so she got me like a white wine with ice and seltzer, because that's kind of my go-to at a hotel bar. Anyway, so she was talking to these people, and I just leaned over and I was like, so you here for the convention? And she already told them that I was here, and she was with a friend. So it was funny. And he had the Langa one on. And I'd never seen one in my life in person. I'd never seen one. And I was just doing this the whole time while we're talking. And I said, You're wearing Lange. He goes, yeah, I have 3. I was like, oh shit. The guy invented Pokemon Go. And I forgot to tell, I was talking to Carolyn earlier, and she said something about Pokemon Go. I forgot to mention to her that I met the guy that invented it, and it was him. He also invented, ready for this? Google Maps. So he's got a couple of Lange. Why wouldn't he? D Wood, video juddering intermittently and 720, but settling. Meanwhile, I'm broadcasting in 1080p out of my camera at 4K. Let me see what's going on there. Ooh, my Camo Studio shut down. That's weird. 1080p at 24 frames per second. I don't know. And I restarted my computer because it was on all day. I left the house to go do my Jamaica run. And I just restarted it, and I thought that's a smart idea. Maybe not so smart. Dean says, Angeli Minichiellu. Blues Dogs here, a gold deep sea, a solid gold hammer. Is anybody watching Ripley on Netflix? We started it last night and just watched, right before the show, we watched episode 3. And some very bad stuff happens in that episode. It's very difficult to watch somebody portray a sociopath so efficiently. And Andrew Scott, who's the Irish actor who was in that show. I always forget her name. She wrote the last Bond movie, Fleabag. He was the priest in that, the cute priest that everybody had a crush on. But in this movie, it's shot in black and white. The show, he has totally dead eyes. I don't know if it's contact lenses or just the contrast of the way they filmed it. But man, so far, I can't wait we're gonna watch episode 4 tonight. But it's on. Poof. It's beautifully shot. There's two things two things wrong with this show so far. One of them is, like, in the movie, it was Jude Law and the Martian, what's his face, and they were young. They were 22, 24, 25. They were young guys. So you would think that, Dickie Greenleaf is supposed to be this bon vivant. His parents are rich Americans, and he's off to Europe just spending money and but this guy's in his 40s. So it just seems a little miscast, but I try to get over things like that, because Paul ruins things by saying out loud every plot hole or mistake or continuity issue, and that really gets crappy after a while. I tend to just go, let's see where it's going. But that is the problem. And the other problem is I can't quite figure out what Dakota Fanning is up to. Her acting is either the most brilliant thing you've ever seen in your entire life, or it is she's not acting. It's one or the other. I'm not sure which one it is. Did I freeze completely now? Did my computer freeze? Shit. Oh, there it goes. Is it back? Oh man, I don't know. All right, I'll just have to accept it. I will just have to accept Gremlins once in a while. As sad as it is, I don't like it, but there it is. So yeah, I did know that about, I reiterate, I came all the way to Ripley from, did I know that Dan Spitz is the guitar player from Anthrax, is a watchmaker? Yeah. I mean, it's all custom stuff. I like Jacob and Company kind of stuffy poo. I don't know how I feel about that. His stuff, I saw most of his stuff, and it was ugly. The incomparable Jim Lassick is here. Happy hump day, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers to you all. Happy hump day to you, Mr. Lassick. It is great to see you in the room, in your leathers, on your motorcycle. Fantastic. Dean says, oh yeah, talking about, you guys are talking headphones. I don't know, like headphones for me, because what do I use them for? I use them for the show, and I use them to sing, because if I'm playing guitar or something in the room, I generally don't have headphones on, but you have to, because there's bleed with, and I've been doing a lot of singing lately. The first singing I've been done in quite a long time. Just trying to, find stuff to do, because my schedule is completely unsupervised. Let's just say that. Mark Wild. Have you seen the IWC Moonface accurate for 45 million years? I haven't. Should we pull it up, though? Sean Connery would be calling us all bastards. Your problem is you're a bastard. Wouldn't it be great if the next James Bond movie was portrayed by Sean Connery? I'm all for AI in that regard because you know what? Did you see that guy? We talked about it a couple weeks ago. This guy with 3 names, they were talking about being James Bond, and this guy's so wrong. He's got earrings and he's got big puffy lips, and he likes to wear his hair kind of long and permy. And it's like, I know I didn't love Daniel Craig before I saw Casino Royale. I was like, oh, that guy's gonna suck. And of course I was completely wrong. But maybe it's time for AI to do something right. And I think the way they would do it is hire an actor of his stature, and I mean physical stature, put the green dots all over him or the white dots and make him Sean Connery. Because Sean Connery as Bond would be amazing. Like whatever, The Property of a Lady starring Sean Connery. Because they haven't done The Property of a Lady. That is one of the Bond books. Right. Wouldn't that be one and only two? Okay. Yeah, she did say that. How do you remember that? I remember that because I was so flummoxed by it. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. Dave said, we were going to start that series, but just finished The Brother's Son. I have not heard of The Brother's Son, so I don't know what that is. What is that? Ray Ray says, your 720B seems fine now, fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I've got gigabit Ethernet, and I don't know. I've got all the right stuff. All the right stuff. I once got tickets for my nieces and nephews to go see the New Kids on the Block when they were hot in their first iteration. And John Power says Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's who I was trying to call. Here's a girl that like she had Fleabag, and then the next thing you know, she's in Indiana Jones, which is a movie I really thought was great. It flopped. It was a colossal disaster, and it's so well done. It's so much better than The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I know that Spielberg did that. It's just better. It's the aging they did on Harrison Ford, the de-aging. He looks amazing. The music is good. They made it look like film, even though I read it was shot digitally, but they used Panaflex lenses and stuff. So it looks great. It really does. My sister, Carrie Kennedy, says, I think someone is fecking with your internet. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Angelo says, Dirk, your dulcet tones are good when video drop. My dulcet tones. Hello, Carolyn Martin. We were just talking about you. Carolyn Martin, I'm going to announce this. We should help her find a 1988 president. That's what she wants. She wants it as like a gift. And I've been looking, in my spare time, I'm looking all over the place for it. If anybody could source one, it's got to be 1988. And I've been looking at a couple, and they look good, but they're just, the prices fluctuate. Help a girl out. If anybody has any suggestions, please send links to basherdirk@gmail.com and just title it The Girl with the Wrench. The Girl with the Wrench. Carolyn Martian, she's a girl with the wrench. She's helping a girl out. I think it's for somebody else, but she was asked me if I'd seen a couple, and I had, but it was a while ago. And but it's got to be 88, 91988. And that would be great. If you see one, that would be fantastic. Boston Collector is here. Good evening, Dirk. Good evening, Boston Collector. And look, Boston Collector and Carolyn in the same room. Wow. Vaughn says, ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao, caro. Grazie mille. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mark Wild. Conor McGregor with his new turkey teeth as the newcomer Bond. Oh, jeez. Does every Irish person in the world hate that fucker? He's just a disgrace. He's just an utter knacker disgrace, that guy. I mean, I'm not into what he does, so I don't care if he's a great whatever UFC champion or whatever that. I don't know what that guy does. But he just comes off. He's just one of those kind of loudmouth idiots. I know for a fact because he's a wiry guy. But you bet you got some 6'2" guy in a bar one day, and he mouthed off to him. He'd just punch him straight in the face and knock that guy flat on his arse where he deserves to be. Carolyn Martin says, John Power, what a beautiful puppy. Is there a puppy picture that I don't have? Am I missing? I'm missing it. Huh. Okay. I'm looking at my photographs. Are you going to share, Mr. Power? Are you going to share a picture of a puppy? Because I think everyone here would absolutely love that if you did that. It would be great. Uh, Boston Collector says, "Hey, Ray Ray. How are you doing in the west of Ireland, mister?" Nathaniel Hannon with $9.99. It was angry music day in the car. Do tell, monsieur. Do tell what your angry music was. Was it like I said earlier in my Instagram video, and I thought I put it on Patreon because I hit click, 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 post, and I didn't see it on there. So, and what I meant by Metallica being too hard for me is like, listen, when I was a 14-year-old kid and I heard these guys playing "Hit the Lights," I thought it was the heaviest thing I had ever heard. And at that point in the world, it was the heaviest thing that was ever recorded or ever anyone, no one had ever heard that before. And then the guys in Anthrax, especially Scott, he was the guy that said, "We should do that, man. Those guys are heavy. That's the next big thing. I bet that's going to be big," because he sounds very New York when he talks. And he did, and they did. So they became one of the big four thrash metal. It's not my milieu. I'm not a, you guys know what my musical taste is, even though I'm a singer in a metal band. I listen to the Partridge Family and stuff like that. And I don't listen to Kiss that much, OC. I apologize to you. I mean, I did when I was, it's more of a curiosity than anything. So, I mean, I certainly don't put on once in a while, maybe. I just have such disdain for most of it. I just don't. But Nathaniel Hannon, thank you for the $9.99. Anyway, the wind blows. Thank you so much, monsieur. Hey, look who's in the room again. Soft Toy TerraCorp. I said that's the greatest name for a band I've ever heard. Are you going to see Soft Toy TerraCorp tonight? The Soft Toy TerraCorp. It's core, not corp, I know. It's like the CEO thing drives me crazy. You guys know that when people say and co, Tiffany and co, Jacob and co, it's not, it's just an abbreviation. You're supposed to say the word company. People just do. The kids, everybody abbreviates everything now. My nieces and my nephews, they abbreviate everything. And I'm like, what? Can we have a complete sentence here with punctuation and commas? And even when you speak, you can hear the commas, Yesterday I was traveling on the train, and unbeknownst to me, there was a peacock on the tracks. Stuff like that. Dirk, my dog Disco, likes to watch you on screen. He is not too sure of a sheen yet. Wishing everybody the best, Mark. That's because he knows I'm a dog person. He's not. Machine and I will never have the same philosophy on having pets. He thinks that they should all be, to their, dedicated to their own nature and stuff, which I agree with it to some part, but they've been domesticated for so goddamn long. They're just like, give me food. Like cats, like, listen, my cat didn't want to wander out and crawl out the window and go investigate. She wanted to lay on her comfortable chaise lounges and her boxes and eat all the food that was constantly being put in her direction. I would open up the patio door and she would never even consider looking out there. She would look at the birds and do that cat thing where they go, she wants to eat it like in her nature, but she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. Thank you, Soft Toy TerraCorp. And let's give you up. Because that's in sterling. Sterling is fantastic. Fantastic. So Basher, Boston Collector, I was like, Basher Collector says, good evening, Nathaniel. Hey, Nathaniel, are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us what was the angry music? Don't tell me it was like Ace of Base. What's heavy for a guy like Nathaniel Hannon? I'm curious. Marilyn Manson. Wow. I didn't expect that in any way, shape, or form. I like that one. I like two songs from him. I like We're All Stars Now in the Dope Show. We're all stars now. And The Beautiful People. The Beautiful People. Now that my microphone is attached to my desk, now it reverberates like crazy. Oh, brother. Oh, Carolyn Martin says, no, his avatar. Okay. Oh, see, the avatars are so small. Let me boot it up. Thanks, Carolyn. Lost her a few years ago, John. I'm so sorry. I recently know exactly how that feels. It's the worst. I sleep with her. She's in my bed. She's in her urn in my bed, and I give her a kiss every night, and I tell her how much I miss her, and I will miss her forever because I love them all, and they've all had amazing personalities. I've had the greatest dog, and she died in 2008, and I never got another dog. And I've had a couple of cats. I've had 4 cats. Technically 5. I had a cat who lived here for 18 years, and he never let me touch him. He was feral. And he lived in my studio, and he had free reign to go wherever he wanted, but he chose not to. He just came out and sat on the desk and stared at me. And him and Laverne crossed a couple of years, and they ignored each other, completely ignored each other, because he was feral, and I took him off the streets way too late. They were building a giant building, and they were about to excavate where he and his family lived. So me and my neighbor went and got him all, and he was the last one. And by the time we got him, he was like 4 months old. So he was already a tough street son of a bitch, John said his dog's name was Carlotta. Oh, Carlotta, like the prima donna in Phantom of the Opera. Boston Collector says, Dirk, I'm picking up a new timepiece tomorrow. Ooh, Patek Philippe. Do tell, which one are you getting? I'm curious. I know that you have a vast collection of beauties, but I'm assuming this is going to be something unique and different. You're picking up a new timepiece. So the new ones aren't going to be available yet, unless you're a Boston Collector. Maybe like, possible. Dirk, have you taken a look at the new Hermes tourbillon and repeater? Looks pretty nice, pricey. I mean, I'm funny about listen to like fashion brands when they put out watches. I know Hermes is because I have a friend who has she's very wealthy, and she has a bunch of great bags. And now the reason why they let her into the bag room, not only they should have, because she's beautiful and wealthy, but she had a vintage Hermes watch that was her grandmother's, and somebody in the store in New York saw it and inquired, did you recently purchase this watch? She goes, no, this was my grandmother's. She knew it was original owner. So she said, I'll be right back. And the manager came down. They said, we'd be very interested in photographing that, if you wouldn't mind, for our catalogs and our archives. Would you consider lending it to us? We'll give you the key to the bag room. In essence, basically any bag she's ever wanted, Kelly bag, Birkin bag, whatever they make, the ones like the denim one that everybody couldn't get, she has it. And they gave her a very steep discount because they had never been able to find that reference watch. And you know what I'll do? I will ask her to please send me a photograph of that watch, and I will feature it on the show because it's from the 50s. So I'll Google that. Hermes tourbillon. And the other one too, I'll do. Which one is it though? Did you say which one it was? Hermes tourbillon and repeater. Oh, okay. One moment, please. Let's see what this says. Oh, yeah. Also. See, I don't know what it is about tourbillons. Tourbillons kind of give me the willies. I think that they just look like an open heart surgery. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the look of tourbillons. This is it. What kind of watch that looks like a horse? Teach us about Hermes, past, present, and future. A horse is a horse, of course. And that's a Mr. Ed reference. Unless there's a tourbillon and minute repeater and nearly 200 years of history behind the horse, of course. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look, it's got a horse head. I mean, how much is this watch? Tourbillons are so expensive. I don't know how you feel about that watch. I do like Hermes's pale burnt orange. I think, and their brown boxes. So here's a really good shot of that. Okay. Wow. There you go, Angelo. Let me get rid of my my banner so we can all have a looky poo at this. I mean, yeah, this looks like super crazy hierology. Like, so Oh, look at this. I'll talk about the pet subject on Friday. Time to lose more subs. Nah. Nathaniel says, Dirk, it's simple. Men suck, but I didn't have to tell you that. Hey, man, I picked a winner. That's all I can say. That's all I have to say. Lucky me. Um, I mean, it's a very interesting looking timepiece. I mean, there's something I don't know exactly what it is about tourbillons, but I would never want one. I just don't like that open beating heart on a watch, and I know it's the highest level of horological, you know, engineering and all that stuff. I just think they're kind of creepy. I mean, this is interesting as a piece of art, don't you think? I think it kind of is. Yeah, I don't know. Ray Ray says, if next door going to call him Tahal. Mark says, Asheen, I know you're joking, but please, for the love of God, don't. It would be better talking about child's abuse. He loves animals. He does. He just has a different philosophy about how they're reared. You know, like I don't believe I own a dog. I don't believe in the word owning. I have a cat or I have a dog. I don't like the word ownership as if it's, you know, a watch or a guitar or a car. I don't like it because I just feel like we're cohabitating. It's a push and pull. Okay, so I bring home the bacon, but you give me all the love I don't get elsewhere. Dean says it's not easy to tell the time on that. Is there any loom? It doesn't look like there's any loom. Does it look like there's any kind of loom on there? Huh. No. I mean, I guess, you know, listen, isn't loom for the tool watch game? Isn't loom really for that? I mean, loom is kind of as much as, you know, I'm a loom queen. I love that stuff. A loom shot is like, ooh, sunshine. But I mean, like the most of the great dress watches don't have it. So I don't know. Kind of feel like loom is it's for, you know, guys like, you know, it's like the American Psycho with the cards printed on linen and the embossing. It's just like a, you know, it's like I hate the reference, but it's kind of like, you know, guys who slap their appendages on the bar. You know, it's just kind of a big dick contest. And I love loom. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's great. But I think it belongs in its place. I don't think it belongs on a beautiful, you know, Calatrava or a DeVille. It's not necessary. I know in the 50s they'd have like little dots next to indices, you know, they're very small amounts of loom, but the loom game has just gotten so crazy. Like who's got the brightest loom? Like, when Asheen lights up his Panerai, I'm in awe. You know, it looks great on that because it's such a, you know, Jules Verne looking beast. You know, it looks like something that's going to do some kind of crazy work, you know. I don't know. Hey, Scotty H, you want to tell me what the model number is on the Langa? And I'll look it up so we could have a look at it. Hold on. Because, you know, I don't know their models off the top of my head other than the one I saw in person. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is probably it. Right. Is this the one you're talking about, my friend? Let's see. Let's see what Madame Ruby sees. What movie is that from? Let's see what Madame Ruby sees. I'm like O'Shea now. What movie is that from? He doesn't know what movie it's from because I know he's never seen it. Is this the one you're talking about, Scotty H? It's crazy. Let me. Can I blow this? Make this smaller. Yeah, the thing about the Lagazona is they're so fucking thick. I mean, look at that though. Jesus Christ. I mean, wow. I mean, this is just, you know, next level action. Yeah, it's just next level. Just is. Pretty though. I liked it. Yeah, that's 200 and says $280,000. That's a lot of dough, man. Angelo Minikillo, Canadian $10. Dirk, I'm sending you pics. The watch you looked at isn't the one I was referring to. My bad. Okay. Oh, good. You're going to send me a pic, and then we'll go have a tasty look at that. Let's give you Bang a Gong, get it on. I was listening to on my headphones. I have those AirPods, and I like them. I don't know if I have the appointment tomorrow to go see it. It stopped for like 5 days and it came back a little bit this morning. So I don't know. It's intermittent. The little thing in my ear. Maybe it's those things. I hadn't been using them for several days. Maybe that's what it is. But what was I listening to today? I was listening to both versions of Jesus Christ Superstar. And it's funny because, like the O'Malley's like the movie version and I like the original version. But to be honest with you, the perfect album would be a combination of both because there's way better stuff on the movie version versus the original album and vice versa. Save for Yvonne Elliman, who's magnificent throughout. Did you send them to me? I got an email from Giuliano. Hi, Dirk. Just wondering if you sent out the watch roll. I did not receive it yet. Giuliano. I think so, and I will super double check on that. You were one of the winners when Melly C won, correct? That should have gone out a long time ago. I think so. Giuliano, if you're listening right now, I will get on top of that immediatamente. I want to thank all the Patreons for sending me some nice letters. Everybody got their albums or their CDs or whatever that they requested. And I think most of you guys, if you sent me your email address, I did send out 100 and or so cards. Sheen just got his today, and that's crazy because he's in Italy. That should have happened a long time ago, but seems like the post in Italy is like, it just seems like the way they operate in Italy. But if you didn't get one, please send your address to basherdirk@gmail.com. And, if you didn't get one of my Laverne appreciation thank you cards for everybody being so wonderful to me and to this channel, you deserve it. And I'm more than happy to send one out immediately. Dean, £3.99 super sticker. Beginning of that thing goes at last. That's what it sounds like it's going to go into in a minute. If I hear one more person try to sing At Last, I'm going to scream. Just let Etta James die with that one, people. Bob Sacamano is looking for a Datograph Perpetual. Yeah. Me too. They're just so big. They're so thick. They need a thinner watch, Oh, this is the Zeitwerk wrong watch. Well, Bob, do me a favor, because I'm running a show. Send me the link to basherdirk@gmail.com, and I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up, and then we'll look at it. Who cares? We'll look at it. It'll be great. Fantastic. Carolyn Martin says, upvote everyone, please. Please upvote. Just takes a second. Just give us the thumbs up. It helps the channel. It helps me out. It just makes things come in. Ray's got pictures coming. Pictures coming. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jer O'Malley at Mark. Oisin grew up with dogs, cats, and budgies, plus any stray that wandered in. We have a very big garden, so our pets had a lot of space to climb, explore, and find little hidden places to escape. They did. I've heard all the great stories that the family took in all the vagabonds of the neighborhood. So he's got a big affection. He comes off as a hardy, but he's not. He's not. He probably just, he thinks we should respect their wild nature more. That's it. And it's like we don't disagree on it. That's just that I'm more of you're mine and a captive. Scotty H says the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon Honey Gold. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of words. Nathaniel Hannon says at Jerry O'Malley, any stray that wandered in, yeah, they had tons of strays. He's told me a million stories about all the cats, lots and lots and lots of Irish cats. They're different. Carolyn Martin says to Jerry O'Malley, that sounds wonderful. There's nothing like a big garden field. There's nothing like it in the whole wide world. Nothing at all. Mark Wild. Jerry, I could tell by his artistic ability that he's a big softie. He is. Yeah, he also doesn't think it's fair. And I do agree to some extent about having a dog in an apartment because dogs definitely need to run, and that I 100% agree with him on. That's why cats are like, cats get fat and they just go, yeah, feed me a grape, meow, pet me if you want. I'm gonna roll over and look for sunshine, But dogs really, really, really want you to throw the ball, throw the stick, jump in the river, run on the beach. They really do, and they really need it. I I can't disagree with the man on that. I can't. With that, he is right. And I mean, I'm a different kind of bird. So when I did have a dog in an apartment, she went out all day long, and we did go and do all of those things and waited till she was tired, as my family has always done. Even though I grew up in a house with a big yard, we never let the dog out to just wander. I'll tell you, um, everybody's least favorite person who's now occupying a piece of my world has a beautiful dog, and that dog is locked up, cooped up all day long because it's a status symbol. It's a very high-end breed dog, and I feel so sorry for it because it just doesn't get. I never see it out. I just hear it yelling and yelping, and Scotty H emailed a photo containing both watches. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, look. Okay, we have a bunch. Well, listen, it's 20 minutes too, so we'll look. Let's do the pictures now. Let's do pictures, starting with Angelo's Hermes gallery. Hermes. Woman, your fine ointments, brand new and expensive. Can't get that shit out of my head. Oh, this thing. Oh yeah, I've seen this. It's crazy. It's crazy. Who does anybody have any intel on who's the major player with the Hermes watches? Like they don't have their own foundry and all that stuff, right? I wouldn't think so. It's like I'm sure Hermes does a better job than Gucci. They just have it's like people like all the sunglasses in the world are made by a company in Italy called Luxottica. All the fashion brands, I don't care if it's Tom Ford, doesn't matter. They're all made by Luxottica. And you know what? I have a beautiful pair. I have two beautiful pairs. Dana got me a pair in Venice, and I wear them to death. And my father-in-law gave me a beautiful set. And the arm separated from the the place where it screws in. It actually failed. So I actually I wrote them and I said, how do I replace the arm? Because you usually just unscrew it and put a new arm on. And they're like, well, we don't make that model anymore, but buy these. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying those. I just want these repaired because I love them, and I thought they would last me a lifetime. They're about 3 years old. They're beautiful. And I wrote them back, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, this warranty's been closed." I said, "No, it hasn't been closed. I just said no to you trying to sell me stuff." So it's not a great company to have to deal with, this Luxottica. Not great. Okay, so what else we got? Oh yeah, it's very interesting. So this is what carbon fiber, and I don't know what it is about tourbillons. They give me the heebie-jeebies. I get a bit of an Italian schifazzo from it. I get a little creeped out. Mm. I don't know. It's very interesting. How much does that cost? $1 million, probably, right? Close to it. Thank you, Steve, for that. Oh no, that was Angelo. Okay, here's Steve McDonald. Steve McDonald's the Zin guy. Let's go. Let's go check out his Zins, baby. And ladies and gentlemen, illumination. They got some nice. That looks kind of chromolite-y, doesn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, and a Longines. Look at that. And a Timex. Hey man, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I love the Longines, man. I think they're so beautiful. And that Timex, man. Listen, you can't shit on a Timex. They're just cool. And they make a lot of cool watches with Snoopy, right, Melly C? They sure do. Hey, Hudson Harvey. Look who's in the room. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see what you sent us. People who are starving, people. That's beautiful. Did you put filter? Is there a filter on that? Where is this? This looks somewhere Germanic. Is it Holland's? Because there's a Heineken sign over there. Very cool shot, buddy. Thank you so much for that. Steve McDonald sent. I'll get to that in a second. I wish I had my first watch, like I talked about it on the show the other night. I had a watch that had amazing lume, and I don't know who made it, but it was my grandmother, and she was from Ireland, and she got it when she was in I think she was in Paris or somewhere, and it was probably something really good. I have no recollection of the brand whatsoever. Okay, here's Scotty Huggins. Lord H. Oh, this is where you go. Okay, let's have a looky poo at this. Let's share it. This is the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon. Can I make this any bit bigger? I can. Oh yeah, this is quite beautiful. I mean, this is $200 and some odd thousand. Did you say that? Wow, it's gorgeous. Let's look at the other one. Can I make that one bigger? I can. Yeah, I mean, this is a whole other level of watchmaking, man. It really is. Everybody's like, I want a Rolex. I mean, I couldn't wear that. They're too big. They're too deep. They're too. You got to be like either be a guy that's not afraid to wear a watch that looks like you've got like a cup and saucer on your hands, or you're a big dude and it just looks, if you're Vinnie Jones, you could wear that. And wouldn't that look great on his mug? You got to be a big strapping rugby bastard for that kind of shit. It's beautiful, man. Lord H, it is beautiful. I mean, listen, we are just mere mortals. And I met that guy I told you who invented Google Maps and Pokemon Go. And he has 3 of those things. So, what are you going to do? What do we got here? Oh, geez. Steve Moreno with a wrist check. And a very pretty one at that. Let's have a looky poo at that. Wow. It's a Frédéric Constantin. Look at that. Wow. That's some beautiful chronograph, man. That's gorgeous. Wow. Wowee, man. You have some collection there, buddy. Let me get that off the my current comments. I'm very bad with pulling my comments off the screen. I need a producer. Man, that is beautiful as chronographs go. You know how much I love the Omegas and the chronograph world. Everybody's bitching about the new diamond encrusted Daytona. I mean, I'm not a Daytona fan by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't have a tachometer scale on it. It's just jewelry now. So it's not a tool watch. That Daytona is. They should have done one extra thing and taken the Daytona name off of it, because it's not anymore. It's bejeweled. It's bedazzled. The Rolex Bedazzler. That's beautiful, man. Thank you very much for that wrist check. Wow. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Angelo Minicillo with a little bit of Mach 2. A little bit of the Mark II lume. And they have, and that's pretty good looking lume for an older watch, man. Omega, back in the day, their lume was, that's beautiful. Did you have that relumed, or is that just the camera picking up? The hands are, was that relumed? Because they're exceedingly bright, and it looks white, or is it just white hot? Is that what it is? Wow, that's cool. Is that 2 pictures or 1 picture? Thank you, Mr. Minichello, who I will remind everyone is a Patreon. Thank you for being a Patreon. Thank you. Ba-da-da-da-da. And Mark Wild says, still one of my favorites. Listen, this is what everybody wants from this company, my friend. That's what everybody wants. Look at that. That is just absolutely killer, man. I mean, I think it's way more beautiful than that gray and white thing that they put out. What do you want to call that? The Bold Eagle? What are they calling that watch now? It just looks like they ran out of ideas. And also, I must say that your choice of a shirting is quite attractive too. That's a beautiful, beautiful knit there. Beautiful pattern. I can see by the stitching, it's a high quality piece of apparel. That is beautiful, man. I like the cuff just as much as I like the watch. I mean, this is beautiful. That is the Black Beauty. This is a beautiful watch. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with a watch like that. I think that they did with the gray one. I think it's ugly. I think it's a who cares, quote, who cares moment. I mean, somebody's going to love it because, the AD's going to say, hey, do you want this? We've got it. And, that'll be fun for them, I guess. Hey, Melly C. Melly C, you never cease to amaze me. Look at this. The watch that started it all for so many people. Look at that. Or a version, therefore. This is the GMT version. Beautiful. I mean, this whole series of Omega watches, when they, the late 80s and early 90s, when this stuff came out, people went gaga. I love the skeleton hands. That's a beautiful piece. You don't see that one that often. Actually, I'm going to show this to my father-in-law. He's going to say, shit, I want that. He's going to say that. Thank you, Melly C. You got a Milgauss and a Speedmaster GMT. Your collection is pretty damn complete. Here's Dean McKenzie showing off his watch. Oh, I have one of these now, Dean McKenzie, courtesy of the fine people at Mirage, because I do like Mirage. It's still in the box. I don't have 6 watches, but here is his watch roll. You know what you should get? You should probably, you know what would make this collection even better if you got a Rolex. That'd be a good idea. He's got the Batgirl, and he's got a Starbucks, and he's got the Kermit and the Sermit. How about that? Because the Starbucks is a bullshit name. He's got a Yachtmaster. He's got an OP. He's on the OPP. And look at this. Can I blow this up? And a beautiful fluted date just on the Jubilee. I'll tell you, man, that's a beautiful collection, dear sir. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's a 6-watch collection. But I think you should get a Rolex. I think Rolex would be a good idea if you decide to get one of those. It'd be great. You know what's missing? A Speedmaster. Just get a Speedmaster. What are you lusting after now, Mr. McKenzie? That's what I wonder. What are you lusting after now? Surely you are. Ray's in the house with his 2 pet lobsters. Do you have pet lobsters? Please don't tell me you're going to eat them. Because if I had my druthers, I'd go to every restaurant that keeps them in tanks, and it's just like you're like the executioner. You're like, that one. I'll take that one. Don't eat them, Ray. Give them names. I'm gonna give them names right now, right? They're lobsters. So everybody come up with names for Ray's lobsters so he won't eat them. Don't eat them. But you won't, right, Ray? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it. Let's catch up with the chats. Because there's a bunch that came by. Scotty H, I don't think I gave you the Big Bang, so I'm going to give it to you now. Bang. Not in love, so don't forget. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. Not in love. No. It's because. Beautiful. Hey, Steve McDonald, my first watch. Whoa, wait a second. You sent me a picture. Hold on a second. I have to go back into the mail now because you sent me an email. Which one? Where is he? Where is Steve McDonald? The Zin's your first watch? Okay. Or the Longines, or the Timex. Okay. Great. The Timex. Well, that's a great first watch. Let's put that back up. So now that I have some context, let's do that. Because it's about you. It's whatever Wednesdays. It's about you. It's not about me. Who cares about me? I think that is one of the most attractive Timexes I have ever seen. Look at that. Water resistant. I love the red seconds hand on that. It's got a date. It's beautiful, man. And that Longines is very reminiscent. Even the nibs on that thing, it looks very much like a it's very Speedmaster-esque, isn't it? But the numbers are very Explorer-esque. Very nice. Very cool. Roar the Tiger wants to know radium. I doubt it. Angelo Minico says they own 25% of the company that makes the movements for Parmigiani. Oh, so it's in-house. Tobster McDonkey, everybody's favorite right-wing pundit, political and otherwise. The watch I've been obsessed with lately is the Hercules Micro Rotor under 6K and is a great design. A brand revival from an independent, originally first watch to summit Nanga Parbat. I will probably say that wrong. Hercules Micro. Let's see. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I don't know. Not enough. Songs just get stuck in your craw right after a while. Hercules watch. Oh, here we go. Let's have a looky poo at this. Oh, some fancy stuff. Let me present this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Tobster McDonkey is after. Oh, okay. Accept your cookies. I like chocolate chip. Thank you. Okay. Monochrome. Which one? Oh, it's fascinating. Looks like Tron. That's very interesting. How do they do that? Is that like Indiglo lighting? Mechanical HUD display. Oh, it's a HUD display. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, that's cool. Well, oh, yeah, there's. Huh. I never heard of it, but it's very cool. Oh, thanks, man. I never saw that before. I love seeing watches I've never heard of. How cool is that? Thanks, Tobes, for that. Let's see. You guys are all talking amongst yourselves, so it's just like crazy. Hey, Bruce Lim, I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. There you are. Hey, buddy. Name them, Ernie and Bird. Did anybody know what movie that was from? Did I miss anybody get that? Let's see what Madame Ruby sees. I don't think anybody got it. Okay. I'm not going to tell you either. You could Google it. Butter and lemons for Ray Race Pets. I love it, Dave. F451. Butter and lemons. Because that's what you'd put on. Is that what you'd put on a lobster? I've never eaten a lobster in my life. I mean, I would always want to know, like, who was the first person that went into the sea and saw one of those things and said, I'm going to try to eat that. Because somebody did. Oh, Steve McDonald says a 1974 Timex Sprite. Wow, is that what this? I'm pretty sure the watch my grandmother gave me was not a Timex, and my sister didn't remember, and she remembers everything, and that sucks. Oh, Topsia says that's not it. Hercules Micro Rotor. That thing is vomit. Our Hercules CULE is Micro Rotor watch. Okay, hold on. Hercules watches. Independent watcher. Okay. Hercules and titanium micro rotor. Oh, is this what you're talking about? Okay, hold on. All right, let me try to make good on Tobster because there'll be an insurrection. This is what you're talking about there, Toblerone, right? Hercules micro rotor automatic. They're very attractive and they're inexpensive. It's got like a real kind of Grand Seiko snowflake-esque dial on it, huh? Let's blow that shit up. Can I blow that up? I can't blow it up anymore, can I? Nope, it won't let me. Boo hiss. I hate when websites. Oh, look at this. They come in many colors. The white one is the best on that strap. The pink one is gross. That just looks like taffy or bubblegum. Yeah, and I like pink, but I think that this one is definitely the winner. It's a great looking movement too. Made in Switzerland. That's the one. They have multiple color dolls. I just showed them. Jesus Christ almighty. Thanks, Tobes. Yeah, that's beautiful. If anybody's seen that or not seen that or wants to see that. One of them should be named. Okay, that's definitely it. So Ray, one of them is Lobster McDonkey. Okay, the other one is that's gonna stick. That is definitely, yeah. Topes just says there it is. Those are beautiful, man. I think them. I heard that lobster tastes like absolutely nothing until you slather it in butter. That's from everyone has told me that it tastes like nothing until you. So what's the point of that? And like, there's a bunch of people out there who are like lobster. We have a chain of restaurants in America that are amongst the lowest class, lowest common denominator of skank bags, and it's called the Red Lobster, and it's just. But who goes there? Ugh. I heard it tastes like nothing. People who tell me it tastes like nothing, I have no idea. Hudson Harvey says lobster name radioactive. They live a really long time, and they're also monogamous. They have one. Oh shit! I did that. Yeah. Well, thank God it's plastic. I have to get used to this whole new mechanismo that I got going on here. I'm like doing it this way, doing it this way, doing it this way, doing it this way. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on at all. Okay, so that's it. 6 o'clock, fellas, ladies, and germs. Andrew Wolkowicz and Nathaniel Hannon, Soft Toy Terracore, Soft Toy Terracore. Angelo Minikillo, Dean, Scotty H, Steve McDonald, thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my patrons, Jim Lassick, Andrew Volkovich. I'll do it like Gene Simmons from Kiss. Gomoto Soto, Nick Sisto, Complicated Time, Fergal McDermott. Who else do we have, Paul? We've got Nathaniel Hannon, Dana O'Malley, Lord Scotty H, Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti, Angelo Minichello, and our brand new Patreon, Gasman 308. Thank you, gents, ladies and gents, for being Patreons and beautiful people. It is whatever Wednesdays, and whatever it is for you on Wednesday, that's good for me. Topster says, I know a 5-star chef. He told me the secret to making good stuff is butter. You can put tons of butter on dog shit, it will taste good. Ergo lobster. Listen, my house never has less than. And Jer O'Malley once taught me a valuable lesson, but I'm not in Ireland. I was in a supermarket with Jer. I was in the Dunn's store. And she goes, Dirk, get me some butter. So I went and I came back with a big brick of Kerrygold. She goes, what's that? I said, Kerrygold. She goes, no, just put it back. It's all Irish butter. So true. Wiser words were never said. And I took a picture of like the green onions because I was like, look how green they are. Because we don't, the produce in America is just shite. But it's true. Like, in order to get, like, now they're importing other brands of Irish butter here, like Tipperary butter, and it's not, it's okay, but it just seems like an also ran. It's definitely not the stuff that you want. For me, it's Kerrygold or it's nothing. But for Jer, it's whatever butter's in the store because it's all Irish butter. It's all good. Grass-fed cows, no hormones, no antibiotics, and it's yellow. The butter in America is white. It's an off-white. It's actually a color of paint. If you go to like the Home Depot or one of the home improvement stores, you'll look through the pale whites and beiges, and there'll be a color called butter, and it will be off-white. Whereas yellow is supposed to be the color of butter, as far as I know. I do like Claudia and Claudius. I had a cat named Glaucus. I like the Latin Roman names. I think they're very cool. So that's my story, guys. That's it. 6:04 p.m. Thanks so much for joining. Whatever Wednesdays. 70 people in the room. Please upvote and share and subscribe. Tomorrow it's going to be Thirsty Thursdays. We'll have we might have a special guest on tomorrow. It's possible. I'm working on it. I'd love to see you all there. Please upvote and subscribe. I don't have any sponsors at this time, but I love doing the show every single day for you guys. And please send me any kind of emails you have and your pictures for tomorrow's show at basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. You share your stuff with me. I share it with the world, or at least with, 100 people. Everybody had a good time on Sunday night, and want to double thank the OC again. He checked in and he said he had a really great time, as did I. Come anytime, buddy. We'll shoot the shit. Next time we'll talk about, whatever else. It's all good. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember to say please and thank you. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to be kind to strangers because you don't know what kind of day they're having. And, you know, don't take anyone to task unless you know that they're just a total cunt.